there we go. Excellent. So you're actually embodying what I really enjoy about your logo. The pink just pops out.
I love pink. Hot
Good.
pink is my thing.
I love it. Well, it's great to meet you. Where are you coming out of?
I'm in Vancouver, Washington right now.
Okay.
I'm from Oregon originally, but we moved up here about 8 years ago.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Had had to get out of the tax burdens down there.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I went up to Redmond, Washington in the mid 90s, and I was in my 20s, and I was really into grunge, and I thought I made it. I got some bootleg Pearl Jam, and I was like, oh my
Oh
God.
my gosh.
I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
went into the river and like an old 49er and pulled out gold. So it was
Oh
cool.
my gosh. Well, yeah, Oregon's becoming more like that beatnik
Yeah,
culture.
yeah,
Actually, it's very scary
yeah,
at
yeah.
this point.
Yeah.
I love your background.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm a visual artist as well. So that's something I painted up.
Oh
That
my gosh.
actual painting resides in my wife's room at school. She's a fifth grade teacher.
Oh, how wonderful.
Yeah.
Teaching today is not like it used to be.
No, it's not at all.
Actually, that's one of the markets that I'm targeting, right, starting with my next campaign is there's so much pain in a lot of teachers. I've got a family that were teachers. Still a few are because they're newbies, but boy, the classrooms are not what they used to be before COVID.
It's a rough gig. So let's get into it. And before we do that, one of the catalysts is that why I think there is despair in the teaching industry has been COVID. How did you get through that 3-year period, and how has it changed the way that you do things now?
Well, I actually was retired for 20 years after my first round in network marketing. And I just seen all the pain. I mean, neighbors, girlfriends reaching out who had kids that were still in school, and mom standing behind the computer watching curriculum being taught. And it was really eye-opening. And it broke my heart. So I came out of retirement right when COVID hit, probably 6 months into it, and went online, hired some coaches to help me create my platform, knowing, I had the wisdom, but I needed the mechanicals. And basically has been awesome since then. I mean, I started before COVID lockdowns ended, but just reaching out to different targeted groups right now. Moms who are working, who want to be home for sure is one of them. And right now, teachers seem to be another one. So, yeah.
So let's get to the heart and soul of what you do on a daily basis. I'm going to put you in front of a bunch of third graders at a career day. One of the kids looks up and says, "Hey, what do you do for a living?" How do you answer them?
So what I do is I have an online business that basically is an e-commerce platform. Do you know what e-commerce is? No. Well, it's where products or services move through online shoppers, and the end result is they get it shipped to their doorstep, like Amazon. So I work with a brand partner who is in the wellness arena, health, wellness, nutrition, natural beauty, and they've got superior products. I've gotten results with them. Many of my friends have, my family has. So I thought that was a perfect alignment to teach women who work, like, does your mom work full time? Yes. And how do you like that? I don't, because she misses my soccer games, and she missed my trumpet, solo. And so I said, well, what would it be like if your mom could be home and she could still earn the money that she's earning working a job? And that's basically what I do. I teach women through a systemized platform, step by step by step, how to implement and monetize this business. And I work alongside top leaders in the industry, of course, because that's where I've been. And many of them came from my first company. So we've got a good pool of resources. We've got the best products, and women can jump in, start a business without a lot of capital.
So when you were in the third grade, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Well, you know what? I loved anything creative and anything independent. I did not want to have a boss. I was always a Pied Piper. My father was an entrepreneur, insurance. So I saw that lifestyle that he created for our family. And I decided really young, I think I was 8 when I went into gymnastics. And I just loved the independence, but the team aspect. And I love to be able to rise to whatever level I could push myself. And that's what entrepreneurship is, really. So
Yeah.
I've
So
never worked for anybody.
yeah, right. So in this highly driven pursuit that you've had as a career, who's been a hero for you?
Oh gosh, I've got a lot of heroes. A lot of them are in my industry. Obviously, people that, well, first of all, I love Mark Yarnell. He was an industry leader. He's now deceased, but he really brought down the blue collar arena into network marketing and made it simple. Anybody can do it. You just have to open your mouth. That's definitely one of mine. Princess Diana, I have always had her as a mentor. She comes from a service and just a servant heart mentality. So I've loved what she's been about. She's been into a lot of, charitable works, etc., which I love doing. So those two, I would say, were my big impressions when I was
Wonderful.
younger. Mm-hmm.
So if you can meet anybody alive on the planet right now and spend some time with them, who would it be?
Hmm. Well, I'm not going to say one of them because nobody would know them. Well, if they're still alive, oh gosh, there's a lot.
Yeah.
Gary V would be one. He's been a very successful entrepreneur. He's social media everywhere. I'm sure you know Gary V,
Hmm.
but he's just a whiz, and he's always ahead of the trends. So I like to follow him, and that would be somebody I would love to sit down with.
So you're obviously somebody that motivates and inspires others.
Mhm.
What is that motivation in you to do that on a daily basis for people?
I love seeing people light up, just passionate about the changes that they're getting for themselves personally. I know a lot of women who are highly driven, highly successful in their job, make tons of money, but they're empty. They are not doing what they're meant to be doing, and they know it, but they just don't know how to get out. They're just stuck. So if I can paint, a big picture of what this lifestyle is and what it could be for her and her family, that's what lights me up. And then stepping them baby step by baby step, because the transitions come, like a little climb up the mountain. And then once you get to the top, it snowballs down and, you've arrived. I don't think you've ever arrived, actually. I'm constantly growing. I'm 62. I'm a grandma.
Nice. Very nice.
And 2 adult kids. So I like to inspire my kids to see that I raised them as a single mom for a while after divorce, and they didn't see me work. So when friends said, "What does your mom do? Is she a professional volunteer?" Because that's what my kids would say. She's a professional volunteer. It's like, okay, so I want to show them right now as adults that mom actually did work.
Yeah.
This is what I was doing, and see if they want to follow suit.
So what's one of your favorite client success stories?
Well, a lot of them have to do with seeing their bodies change with the nutrition. Judy, I'll say, I'm not going to give her last name, but she was a fitness instructor, very inflamed. She was achy, everything hurt, joints, everything. And she didn't have a lot of weight to lose, but she didn't have muscle either. And she just looked ragged. She was wearing her body out, and she knew she couldn't keep teaching. Well, she put these nutrition products in her body. And within 3 days, she called me and said, "Oh my God, what is in this stuff?" And I said, "Judy, you're doing the same thing I did when I put these products in my body." And I've always been into good nutrition. my entire life, as has Judy. And she just caught fire and started telling everybody. She didn't know what she was saying. She was just, confusion on fire. But she just started telling everybody. She ended up making more money than me, which is great. I love that, because that's what this industry is. And, she went on to fish with her husband and, do all kinds of other things. But it's one of those things where when you can see somebody light up from inside because their body is noticing that difference, they're in.
Yeah. What
And
do
I
you
don't have to convince anybody.
Yeah, absolutely. So at this point in your life, of everything that you've done, what are you the proudest of?
My 2 kids. Honestly, I think motherhood is so underrated and so under respected. That was my hardest job. Honestly, I feel like this is play for me. I don't feel like it's work. And I will tell people and gals that I'm training, if you feel like it's work, you're doing something wrong, because this should be fun. It should light you up. It should inspire you. And if it doesn't, you know what? You're in the wrong thing.
Yeah.
You need to go seek that which your heart desires. So I say motherhood, gymnastics. I was all around champion for state and got a scholarship to Oregon, competed through my college years. So proud of that, I guess.
Wonderful. So everyone sees you in a different light, family, friends, clients, colleagues, but you're in control. What's your perception of you? Who do you think you are?
Well, before I did mindset training 30 years ago, I've been, doing mindset and paradigm shifting and all that stuff since before people were talking about it, because I was introduced to it in gymnastics, the mindset and how the mind controls. So I think today I see myself as other people see me. Now, if you would have asked me that, 30 years ago, I would have said, insecure little girl who am I to make $1 million? Who am I to retire for 20 years? Who am I to lead other people to their dreams? But today, I'm pretty confident who I am.
So if anyone out there wants to hire you, learn more about you, anything pertaining to your world, where can they go?
They can go to my website, JeanetteLowry.com. And there's some free resources on there that they can get. Look at the masterclass, look at the paradigm shifting. I will be presenting masterclass here in the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned. It'll be posted on my website.
Excellent. This has been great, Jeanette. Thank you for opening up. Thank you for your story. Best of luck with everything.
Thank you so much, Joe. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
See ya.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
See you later. Bye-bye.